Hi, my name is Bill Cumming, and I want to talk to you about the passage from the book of Matthew where Judas betrays Jesus to the authorities. But first, let's start with our centering prayer. Holy Spirit, bring us peace. Holy Spirit, bring us peace. Holy Spirit, bring us peace. First, let's read from the passage from Matthew so we know what we're talking about. Then one of the 12, who was called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What will you give me if I betray him to you?" They paid him 30 pieces of silver. And from that moment he began to look for an opportunity to betray him. While Jesus was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I will kiss is the man. Arrest him." At once he came up to Jesus and said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus said to him, "Friend, do what you are here to do." Then they came and laid hands on Jesus and arrested him. Suddenly, one of those with Jesus put his hand on his sword, drew it, and struck the slave of the high priest, cutting off his ear. Then Jesus said to him, "Put your sword back in its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Do you think that I cannot appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled, which say it must happen in this way?" At that hour, Jesus said to the crowds, "Have you come out with swords and clubs to arrest me as though I were a bandit? Day after day I sat in the temple teaching, and you did not arrest me. But all this has taken place so that the scriptures of the prophets may be fulfilled." Then all the disciples deserted him and fled. Have you ever had your feelings hurt? When someone hurts your feelings, usually we get upset. We can feel sad, mad, or maybe even confused. But what if our feelings got hurt by a friend? If someone who we love and call a friend hurts our feelings, it can hurt even more. In our Bible study today, Jesus had a close friend named Judas who greatly hurt him. There were some men who didn't like Jesus. Those men were supposed to be taking care of God's people, but instead they were jealous that the people were listening to Jesus and not to them. They hated Jesus because they didn't know how to love. They hated Jesus so much, they wanted to kill him. Those angry men paid Jesus' friend Judas 30 pieces of silver to turn him in to the police. And 30 pieces of silver back then was a lot of money. There is no doubt that Jesus was very sad that his friend had betrayed him. What Judas didn't realize was that no amount of money would be worth the love of Jesus. Jesus' love for us is worth more than gold. Sometimes we hurt others too, and let's make sure we always ask for forgiveness. Now, I've got a couple of things that you can do at home. And the first activity is for the younger ones among us. Take 30 coins, or however many you have, and hide them around the house. Have the kids search for the coins. And once they have found them, try and figure out the value of each coin and how much all of them are worth. What are those coins worth to you? What is the love of your family worth to you? And for the older ones among us, make a list of all the things in your life that are important to you. Where does time with your family fall on that list? What about sports? What about your friends? What about God? These are not simple questions to answer. Discuss if any amount of money would be enough to betray a friend or even Jesus. I hope you think about these things a lot this week. Good to talk to you. Good to see you.